Hey, what's up, friends? Welcome back to The Upload. I'm your host, Balasabas. I'm a content creator on YouTube, on this podcast, and then by day, I'm also the head of partnerships at Uscreen. Now, if you're new to the podcast, this podcast is really all about helping creators build sustainable, scalable businesses in the creator economy. And today I wanted to share something that a lot of creators ask me about when I go to different conferences or hop on different calls and connect with them or do consulting. And that question is whether or not they should launch a one-time course or start a membership. All right. And so it's a really interesting question. And there's a lot of layers to it. And so I thought I'd take a few minutes in this episode today and unpack some of the thoughts that I have and some of the things that I share with creators when I get asked this question. And so the answer isn't always either or, right? Recently, I had a great chat actually with one of our agency partners that really highlighted the potential of combining both of those types of models, both the one-time course and the recurring membership. And so let me kind of set up the scene here. We were talking about a creator. I was talking to our agency partner, and let's call him Dave, right? We were talking about a creator named Dave. It's not his real name. I just don't want to share real names, especially when it comes to different creators that we talk about. Let's call him Dave. And he's built a huge following in the dating and relationship space. Checked out his channel. He's got almost 1 million followers and subscribers across all of his different platforms. And his audience are mostly women in their 30s to 50s, right? So a really cool demographic for, folks that are able to afford, digital products. They're also really super engaged. They're loyal and they're looking for practical personal advice, right? And so the cool part is that Dave's fans keep asking him for one-on-one coaching, right? So they're sliding into his DMs, asking for coaching, right? They're joining the live streams or, commenting on videos and asking for coaching, right? And that's amazing, right? And it's a really good signal that they're engaged, that they're loyal, and that they're finding value in his content. But like a lot of creators, there's only one of Dave, right? So his team had this idea. What if he packaged his most valuable advice into a structured multi-class course, right? Not a webinar, not like a gated live stream or anything, a full experience, like a full, structured multi-class course. And so they initially wanted to sell this course for about $150, which is not bad. I think it's a little bit on the lower side for something that seems to be quite valuable, but Dave didn't have any paid coaching or anything. He had his free content and he was earning platform revenue. And so what I mean by platform revenue is YouTube AdSense and different creator funds where he's paid directly by the platform, by Meta, by YouTube. And so launching a $150 course one time seemed like a good idea. It's like kind of from 0 to 150. It's not a big leap. And so this isn't bad. But when we asked, hey, what's next after that, right? After the $150 course, what do you have to offer your audience? The folks that purchased the $150 course, what's the next thing in the value ladder, right? And when I say value ladder, there's a very famous guy named Russell Brunson who created ClickFunnels, and he talked about the idea of value ladder. And so as you create different offerings and different products and services, you want to take your audience from 0, following you in Instagram and consuming your content, to maybe a $5 product, over to a $99 product, to a $500 product, all the way up to the ladder of high ticket, tens and thousands of dollars for maybe private coaching or group mastermind retreats in exotic destinations around the world, right? So that's the value ladder. And so as we asked, like, hey, what's next in your value ladder? What's next after this $150 course? Because once someone finishes the course, you're kind of starting over, right? You need to find new customers again. That's really tiring, right? So here's the shift. What we proposed is a hybrid model. You lead with the course, you make it the masterclass moment that builds trust, and then instead of leaving it there, invite those students into an ongoing membership, a private community, monthly content, monthly or weekly live members only sessions, Q&A sessions for members only. Maybe even access to Dave's deeper strategies when it comes to dating and relationships. So think of it like a dating advice club, right? Recurring value that grows with the audience, right? Dating, like many other topics, marketing, fitness, it's not always just a one-time course that's going to be the solution, right? It's an ongoing journey. And so here's what's cool. This is not really just about money. Of course it is, right? Dave's going to earn more money if he has not just a one-time course, but then a recurring membership where he is earning every single month and he doesn't have to find new customers, right? Maybe you've got a course idea, right? And so anyways, it's about really not, like I said, not about just money. It's about building a relationship, right? When you have a membership, you're not just launching content, you're building a place, and people stay for the place, right? That you've created, this environment, this safe space that you've created where they can ask questions, be vulnerable, feel safe, right? And learn and get value. And so if you're a creator thinking about launching something, maybe you've got a course idea or you're burnt out from your constant launches, right? You're always launching new products, hyping it up, opening cart, closing cart, all that stuff. I think what you should really ask yourself is this the start of a relationship or is this a one-time transaction, right? Because the most successful creators that we see today are thinking in seasons and not sprints, right? Seasons, not sprints. They're building ecosystems, not just funnels, right? And so just to ground this with some numbers, on average, what we see is memberships priced around $14 per month. But again, that's just an average. There's creators out there that are charging way more. I know of a golf instructor that charges $99 a month. I know marketing experts that charge $499 a month, right? And there's creators out there that are doing that. And so those are the creators that are really building, real transformation and value inside their membership. So the big takeaway today, I would suggest, is start your audience with something that they're already asking for, right? In Dave's case, they wanted a course. Start with a course. Start with whatever that may be, but don't stop there. That's the important part. You don't want to stop there. Use it as the entry point into something long-term. That's how you build predictable income and stronger community. All right. And so I hope you find this useful. I hope this gives you some food for thought. If you have any questions, my DMs on LinkedIn or Instagram are open. Please message me. My email is also in the show notes. And so if you're already running something like this, I'd love to hear how it's working. If you're thinking about running something like this, feel free to DM me. I'd love to brainstorm with you. And again, my name is Rob Balasabas. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Upload. This is, again, where we just talk all about monetization and business building for creators. Again, my name is Rob Balasabas. I just said that just a second ago, but there you go. God bless you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next episode.